Hey everyone, real quick video here. If you're running a Strymon Timeline and you're doing a lot of shows at gigs where you're running Ableton Live, it's actually a very simple way to set up both so that you get clocking sent to your timeline so that you don't have to tap in tempos. What you need is a some kind of USB to MIDI interface. This is an M Audio Uno. Might set you back $40, not super expensive. And you need one of those anyway if you're going to use the Strymon Nixie software to manage your library and settings and stuff. So grab one of those, plug it in so that the input is in the the input of the MIDI on the timeline. Go to your globals on the timeline, and there's two settings you want to mess with, and one of them is MIDI clock, and you just turn that on. That way it knows to respond to MIDI clock. And the next one is called MIDI clock sweep. And you want to turn that off. What that does is it defeats the clocking artifacts when you change tempos. So, like if you just grab the time knob when you're playing and you get spaceship noises, that's what it'll do when Ableton changes the tempo. So turn that off and you don't get spaceship noises. Really simple, and that's it on the timeline. In Ableton, you want to go over here and go up to settings and live and preferences, and just down here you're going to have the make sure this is in focus. You're going to have the entry for the output on the USB, MIDI interface, and on sync you just turn that on, and that is it. So let me turn it off and show you how this works. If I go start a patch here, there's my tempo, and there's my timeline, and that looks pretty well synced up. By luck, if I turn that on. Now, on my timeline, there's 141 beats per minute, and if I switch over here on Ableton to a different patch, which you'll hear change, now Ableton says 190, or timeline says 198. So that's it. Here's the second patch, which is a dotted eighth. This is a kind of an interesting thing. When you're on a quarter note, it gives you 198. If you switch to a patch with it's a dotted eighth, it'll actually give you the calculated BPM for the cadence of the subdivision. But it's the same thing. You can tell from the flashing that it's doing the right thing. If I switch over here on Ableton to another patch, now I'm on 100. And I switch to another one, and it goes. So that's the it didn't go. There it is. So yeah, it's real simple. And again, there's just two settings and a $40 connector. And if you're smart, buy yourself a 25-foot MIDI cable. That way you've got some distance between your pedal board and the Ableton rig. But that's pretty much it.